Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. So today I would like to talk about 5 common mistakes that I hear all the time, and they're quite easy to fix them. So if you learn about how the correct way should be, you won't be making these mistakes anymore. So number 1, to agree. So in English, we don't use the verb to be agree. I hear people say all the time, oh yes, I am agree. That is wrong. In English, it's just the verb to agree. So if you agree with someone on something, you say, okay, yes, I agree. I agree with you, or I agree with your point. So please don't add in the verb to be in that case. Okay? Number 2, when you're talking in the simple past using regular verbs, the pronunciation of ed is really confusing, but there are rules on how it should sound. So there's actually 3 different pronunciations. I'm not going to explain it and bore you in this video, but there's 3 ways to pronounce them, so please look up on the internet and learn them. The rules are really simple, but I just hear people saying, for example, I worked, or she asked me. In those instances, we don't pronounce the E, so it should be I worked, she asked me. Again, just look up online, ed pronunciation in regular simple past verbs, and you can learn the rules really easily and avoid making that really common and a mistake that really sounds wrong in English. So it's something that can really be avoided. Just learn the rules and then put it into practice. 3, if you're talking about a person from another country, so for example, me being here in Colombia, I'm a foreigner, not a stranger. Okay, so someone from another country is a foreigner. In English, a stranger is simply a person that you do not know. Okay? Number 4. Okay, so I gave this example where I'll talk about ed in the past, and I said, she asked me. Note there that it's not she asked to me. We do not use this in English. This is a really common mistake. Now, though it's only the little word to, it sounds really unnatural. So just make sure that you omit that and say, asked me, she asked me, I asked her. You don't say, I asked to her, she asked to me. No, we never have that too. However, another case, going around the other way, when we're using the verb explain, we don't say, explain me. We say, explain to me, or explain this to me. So in this case, we actually would use that too. Okay, so it can be a bit confusing, but just make sure you learn them and you'll sound much more natural. And number 5, the use of the article the. In Spanish, it's much more common than it is in English. In English, we only use it when we're talking about specific things. So let's look at an example. So if I wanted to talk about animals, then I could say, I like animals. We don't say in English, I like the animals, okay? We're talking about in general, so we don't use the article. If we're going to talk about something specific, we will use the. So for example, I like dogs, but I can see those dogs over there. Or I can see the dogs over there. I'm talking about a specific group, but when you're talking about in general, we don't use it. Again, you'll have to study this in more detail, but it's just to give you an idea that we use it much less in English than in Spanish. Okay, so get working on those. I'm just going to recap them very quickly. Number 1, to agree, I agree, not I am agree. 2, ed in the simple past has 3 different ways to be pronounced, so please look it up. We usually do not pronounce the E. 3, difference between a foreigner and a stranger. 4, I asked her, no to, but can you explain this to me? In this case, we do use a to with the verb explain. And finally, the use of the before nouns. Please look it up. It's really not as common in English as it is in Spanish. Okay, hopefully that helped. Bye.